Hoo-wee. Hello and welcome to the weigh-in. It's the weekly weigh-in. It's the sixth weigh-in. There's my dog. Thinks I'm talking to her. So, jumping right to it, I'm excited to say 283 pounds today. That's a loss of, what do we say, 22.4 pounds so far since we started measuring for the show. Now, you can add another 8 pounds to that. Is that right? Yeah, you can add another 8 pounds to that because I was actually 313 a month before I started recording and tracking. So the most I ever got was 313, and then now I'm down to 283. So 313 to 283 is more like 30 pounds, right? 283 283 to 303 is 20. So yeah, that's 30 pounds. But since we started tracking, since we're officially tracking it, 22.4 pounds. Either way, that's great. That's 6 weeks. In 6 weeks, I've lost 24 pounds, 22 pounds. Uh, that's right on schedule for 2 pounds. What is that? 2 pounds a week? 2 pounds a week would just be 12 pounds. It's not 4 pounds a week, is it? It's just under 4 pounds a week, not quite 3 pounds a week, but doing good. uh, we were talking during the treadmill phase one day about hitting plateaus, and who made the comment? Somebody made the comment about uh, somebody made the comment about hitting plateaus, said that you don't hit plateaus as long as Cyril Gain. You don't need to change exercises to stop your body to acclimate. Just increase your overload, and your body will follow. Do 21 instead of 20 reps, for example, is enough to prevent that. And I went to followed up on that with a visit to, and I'll put the link in the description after the video. The conversation. Uh, the conversation, and they say basically the same thing. You have to increase the intensity, but they also say that you can mix the the order of the exercises up. the so if you're doing push-ups, sit-ups, and run one day, maybe the next day do sit-ups, run, and push-ups, and just mix the order up. And sometimes that's enough just to throw your body for a loop. But they said basically the same thing Cyril said, was increase the intensity, add weight, add length of time that you're going to do it, because you have to tear the little muscles down. All that pain that you feel when you're after a workout, all that pain that you feel, is those are little micro tears in the muscles, and your body gets to work rebuilding those muscles. According to this website, that's almost verbatim what they said. Your body gets to work rebuilding those muscles, and it builds it back stronger so that it can support that load next time. He says, "Oh, you got to run from the English? Well, here, let's just fix your metabolism so that you can maintain a healthy weight and still run from the English." So that's your body trying to make sure that you can stay alive. If you want to not hit a plateau, you've got to continually increase your intensity. So I don't think we have any fear of that, because we're working towards a goal that we have not yet achieved. So every exercise we're doing just a little bit more, just a little bit harder, just a little bit more. When we do the treadmill, every time I get on the treadmill on Mondays, the treadmill's set at 0, but I go at a faster pace for a longer period of time. And then by Wednesday, we raise the treadmill to 1, and on Friday I raise the treadmill to an inclination of 2, so that the workout intensity increases, and then by the following Monday I can add speed. I can go faster at a lower inclination, and just continue to build up that way. So I don't think we have to worry. I think it'll be a while before I hit a plateau on the the muscle and intensity growth, the muscle and endurance growth. The only plateau that concerns me is the weight plateau, and the only reason it concerns me is because it's a whole lot harder to do 5 pull-ups if you weigh 300 pounds. Now, That said, how cool would it be if I could do 5 pull-ups at 300 pounds? I mean, that kiss the guns. You know, when I was a middle schooler, powerlifting was all I ever wanted to do. I had no desires to be a bodybuilder. I just wanted to move as much weight as possible so that people would, damn, look at him. You know, I grew up, I did not grow up on a traditional farm, but I grew up in the country doing farm stuff. So, we'd go out and work hogs with my grandfather, and we'd go out and work cattle with my grandfather. And, but I wasn't waking up in the morning and milking the cows every morning was not a thing I did, but I did milk cows. So I did know, I did, I did get just a little bit of that effect. And so I've always admired that country build, and that's what I've was would go for with powerlifting, was just to see how much weight I could possibly move in an effective manner. I like the idea of being able to pick up the tongue of the trailer and just set it on the ball of the truck. if you're if you've ever done such a thing, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So that said, this may be the shortest one of these yet. Don't see anybody in the chat. We're only 6 minutes long. We got one thumbs up already. We're only 6 minutes long. But like I said, oh, you know what? There was another thing we talked about on the treadmill. We talked about diet, because I've been doing the Joe Rogan carnivore type diet where it's not 100% carnivorous. I mean, there's some green vegetables. There's a little bit of bread. The main thing is keeping the sugar carbs per meal very, very, very low. I'm trying to avoid sugar carbs, not fiber carbs, but sugar carbs. So it's almost keto, but not keto to the point where I can't have pizza. Um, but I don't like pizza at this point. At this point, when I eat pizza, I feel miserable after I eat pizza. When I eat rice and mashed potatoes, sometimes I feel really bad after eating mashed potatoes. And I don't mean like, oh man, I shouldn't have eaten mashed potatoes. I mean like, ugh, I'm sluggish, can't move, bloated the next day kind of thing, because I cut so much of that stuff out. I feel every one of them. I had a rum and coke 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago. I had a shot of rum in my coke. Now, if you've ever been a bartender, you may understand this. You may not. I tried to explain it to a bartender last night, and it didn't make any sense to him. But a rum and coke is a little bitty glass with some ice in it, and an ounce of rum, and then like 4 ounces of coke, and the rum overwhelms the flavor. I like a coke and rum. I like a 20-ounce glass with ice and 12 ounces of coke in it, and one shot of rum in it, and the rum just enhances the flavor of the coke. I like a coke and rum, but you can't convince a bartender to do anything like that. But anyway, so that's what I had a couple of weeks ago, and the whole next day, man, it was gas, it was sluggishness, it was bloated, and maybe the whole thing was psychosomatic. Maybe it was a placebo effect. Who knows? But if I've convinced myself that carbs and alcohol make me sick, then I'm on the right path, because then maybe I will avoid carbs and alcohol, and I will shrink down to a more manageable weight and be able to buy my clothes at the Walmarts again. So the other thing we were talking about, though, the reason that came up, somebody said you need to eat more like you you need to not buy into the carnivorous fad and eat more like gorillas and stuff, and do plant based. Well, now here's where my science background comes in, because I have a degree in biology, and comparative anatomy is one of my favorite things to look into. Gorillas have a much longer uh, small intestine. They have the ability to digest stuff like that. We don't. We don't have our intestines are not the same length, or I don't remember if it's small intestine or colon, but our intestinal length is, our gut is not the same length. We don't do well in digesting foliage. However, it should also be pointed out that all primates are opportunistic carnivores. They will eat every bug they find. That if a stray animal wanders in that they find threatening, they will kill and eat it. So it should be pointed out that all carnivores are all primates are opportunistic carnivores. So even if you want to compare yourself to the lowland gorilla, your digestive tract is vastly different than their digestive tract. But even they will eat you if you wander into their troop. So you can't really go by just saying, well, other animals do it, because cows and elephants eat nothing. Cows, elephants, and hippos eat nothing but grass and weeds, and they're still fat. Let's see. D Shadow. I can completely understand that. I cut alcohol for 2 years and drank the last week and still feel kind of sluggish. Going back to no alcohol from this point again, right? And it's not that I want to be no alcohol forever. D Shadow. It's not that I want to be no alcohol forever. I don't mind having. I want to be the guy. I want to be the guy that, maybe I have a drink on Fridays. Maybe I have a nightcap when I'm drawing or something. But I don't want alcohol to be the focus. I want alcohol to be the enhancement. I don't want, oh yeah, we're going to go out drinking, because I'm not in my 20s anymore. I'm 50. I'm not excited about going out drinking, but I'm excited about having a margarita. So going out and having a margarita with my Mexican food is sounds like a good time to me, as long as I can just enjoy it and it's not the focus of the meal. But more importantly, I don't want it to be the focus. I don't want to feel bad about it for days and weeks. But I don't necessarily want to be no alcohol, but I- that I may be there. That may be exactly where I am. Maybe save it for those very, very special occasions, like uh, New Year's Eve, when you have your glass of champagne, or anniversaries, or whatever. Maybe try it. Yeah, maybe try no alcohol. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not. I don't really want to be a teetotaler, but at this point I really don't care. To tell you the truth, that it's not. It's not. I have a bottle of rum. I used to go through a big bottle of rum. You can't see both hands. I used to go through a big bottle of rum every week, and now I've had a small bottle of rum, and I've had it for going on 4 months now, and I haven't. I haven't. I'm not even halfway through it. So, especially since it's been 2 months since I gave up regular drinking, and I haven't had a beer in 2 months. And so somebody said the reason I tried the run thing is, somebody said that the hard liquor is not bad for you, like the beer and stuff is. But I find that to not to be true. I find that hard liquor, one, I didn't like the way I felt the next day, and two, I don't think I make very good eating choices when I drink. Because if I took that drink, and I was craving carbs the whole rest of the night. So I think possibly that's probably something I do need to avoid. My dad has, uh, and maybe he'll come into the chat and explain this. My dad went to the doctor one time, and the doctor told him he needed to quit drinking. My dad doesn't drink, and it turns out that my dad has a liver condition that makes it look like he drinks all the time, and so drinking is a problem for him. It's not a problem like I can't stop drinking, like drinking causes physical problems for him, and I may have the same thing. I've never had an evaluation. I have no idea. So it may be entirely that my body doesn't process alcohol in a good way, and I should just avoid it entirely. But man, a margarita with, maybe I could do a virgin margarita, but a margarita with my tamales. Ooh, get me a cheese enchilada, get me a fajita taco, and and tamales with a margarita, some Mexican rice. But no, those days are over. Have to back off of that for a long, long time. But good call, Shadow. Good call. Anybody else have anything to add to that? I don't like, the problem with this chat is it doesn't show me everybody that's in the chat. It only shows you when you're there. So if you're in the chat, if you're watching, do me a favor and just go over to the chat and just say, "Hey, I'm here." Just let me know that you showed up. It does my heart good. We're up to 95 subscribers. That's two more subscribers than we had Friday. And if we get up to 1,000, then I can do live streams from my phone, which means I can do my workouts live. No matter where I go, I can just go live and do my workouts from my phone. And that's why I'm so eager to get subscribers, is to get to 1,000 so that I can go live from my phone. I don't have any prizes to give. There's nothing in it for you. It just makes it more convenient for me to be able to go live from my phone wherever I am. But I like to keep these kind of short. I know that 15 minutes and talking about how great I've been doing is not exciting. When we have more stuff to talk about, like the digestive tract of animals and food types. Uh, hey, by the way, I found a recipe where I'm going to try this out. I'll let you know. I'll let you know next Friday. But I found a recipe where instead of crackers, they're using pork rinds to make the breading on stuff for like fried chicken and instead of rice they're using pork rinds and meatloaf. So I'm gonna try some of those and let you know what I think about them on next Sunday. That actually sounds good to me because it'll add the crunch back into the chicken without adding the bread back into the chicken. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, that's the kind of stuff I want to talk about on here. So anybody else have anything to add? Otherwise, I'm going to shut it down in 9, 8, 7, 6. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate all the love and support you guys have sent my way. Even if you don't make it to the live chats on Sunday mornings, but please hit that subscribe button if you're watching. Yeah, if you're watching any of the videos, hit that subscribe button so we can get those numbers up to where I can do the live the live broadcast, because then I can do the workouts live instead of going through the whole process. So anyway, thanks, Shadow. We'll talk to you guys Monday afternoon during the Monday workout of our 7th week. We're almost 2 whole months. We've almost got 2 whole months under our belt. Thanks, Shadow. I appreciate your support, and we'll see you Monday.